And we're live. Welcome to the Musty Wargamers show, season 9, episode 10. And welcome the usual crew of Misfit Toys.
That's musty in itself.
Yes.
Hey everybody, yeah, exactly. The island of Misfit Toys.
We're just a bunch of Misfit Toys.
All right.
He wants to be a dentist.
Dentist. There's a humble bumble.
God, that does date us.
Yeah, well, I remember watching it. It was a young kid, about 4 years old. The first time I really remember watching it way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That movie is as old as me. So,
what about the misers, the heat miser, cold miser?
Oh yeah,
That's a different one actually.
Yes,
I know.
That's actually my wife's favorite Christmas.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I'm Mr.
Miser.
There's a whole generation of people watching right now. Like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, they're not wrong.
Well, occasionally we do get out of the basement, but we love our movies.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
That's, we could just do an entire show on just movies. Just the way
we have.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
That's something we haven't done this year. Oh.
I'm not as good as you guys, though, but
well, we're not all perfect, but we're close, right?
We're close. No, I'm not. I'm not even going to go there.
It's hard to be humble when you're so perfect in no way.
In every way.
And I'm kind of a connoisseur. My opinion about movies is more important than yours.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Here we go.
Probably
Palmer's
right.
on the soapbox again.
Here we go.
It's like, it's funny. It's one of those things like music and movies that everybody likes for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody has an opinion,
It's just art in general, right? Or miniatures. Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we started this conversation before off air. It's just continuing on. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I better turn the sound off on my phone.
Anyways, shall we do our musty updates?
Oh yeah. Hey, I guess we can do that,
Get her
Got
done.
nobody in the chat room right now. They probably didn't notice that we were doing a show. Josh did say he was going to be around tonight. But...
Okay.
Yeah, I saw Sunday he did what do they call them, a splatter natter or something?
Yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't. It was, anyways, the last few days, I think I happened to be sitting here in the evening and it came on and it was like, wow, okay. It's the time zone issues would be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Palmer. Well, we did that one. Was it last year we did one? Hey,
yes. You mean the movie one?
Yeah. No, when we were
with Josh.
Oh, right. Yes. Looks like we got both Walker Pack Games and Simon New Squalor in the room.
Yeah,
welcome aboard.
Yes. So,
updates.
We do have the updates, but just as a recap, we've got 2 topics tonight that we'll get into. First one, we'll introduce them properly, but first one is basically about centerpiece models. The second one's about timelines that it takes for painting projects and getting into games and stuff. But we'll kind of introduce them proper. But as far as updates, do you want me to go first since I'm in the top right corner? Is that the rule?
No, that's the tradition.
That's the rule.
That's the tradition? Okay. Well, I'll start. I should start with the musty one, but I mean the drink. But I need to get to it.
My throat's dry. I gotta start with my drink.
I should start with that, but I won't. Gaming is. I haven't been gaming terribly too much, but since the last show, I have played a game of Adeptus Titanicus, so that was really a lot of fun. And I took my first Warlord down because I had some we're just kind of getting to the point where I've faced a Warlord in every game I've played so far, but we've just been building up our armies, and I've just not really been able to take the thing down up until this last game. And so that was kind of a feat in of itself. And Then I also played my first game of Test of Honor 2.
Oh.
I did that last weekend. We played just the intro. We split up the stuff I've painted and just kind of played an intro game. Actually played the game twice. And one of the games I won, one of the games he won, just using pretty much the same forces. So that was actually kind of good, just to see how it kind of worked. And it's also, we played it like a little limited. Like we didn't use every single aspect of the game. Like there's sort of like the first scenario, they tell you not to include some of these things the first time, like just to kind of get the basics down.
Right.
And so we kind of played one of those style games. So that was it for that.
So what'd you think of that, A Test of Honor 2?
I really like it. I mean, one of the things we're trying to figure out is, like, I think when we know how to maximize it a bit better, the rules, like some of the combats won't take as long, but like in some situations, the combats can go really fast. And then in some situations they can drag on a bit. And like, it's not that nobody does anything. Like you actually get blood drops, like not wounds, but these like blood drops when you actually,
it's like fatigue or something, or
it ends up giving your opponent an extra die for their next time they roll for damage. So like every time you get like a blood drop, but it was good. Like the second time we played with injuries too, because there's injury cards. Overall, I really liked it. Yeah, I think it'll be really fun. We're both really enjoyed it, like my opponent and myself. So that was really good.
So was that where you shot the arm? You had the arm shot off and it blows up your buddy?
Oh, that was the Adeptus Titanicus game?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So there's never a lack of randomness and fun when we play Adeptus Titanicus. And at one point, the two things that happened that both happened to me, like, so they were technically bad, but it was still fun, was I had one of my Reaver Titans get destroyed. And then in the process, he had another Reaver of mine near him. And in the process, when he just kind of went nuclear, he turned and just like started firing all his guns on my own guy. Like, because he's just like went down in a blaze and just uncontrollably, because there's like tables of what happens like in randomly. And so like he just in his destruction and going up in flames, like started releasing all of his weapons, and it went into my own guy. And then another time is like my Lancer Knights hit one of his Warhounds and leveled it, but then it exploded and blew up both of my Knights in the process. That killed him. So there was just like, there's always lots of carnage and it's always lots of fun. I really enjoy it. It's a really crazy game. And for painting, what I've really done is I've really just constructed this Games Workshop Warlord on right here.
Oh wow.
And basically he does have these shoulder pads that are right here and these guns. Like he basically has his own versions of those. And also
apocalypse launchers on one.
Yeah. Just for painting purposes, I'm not putting them on right this second. Otherwise, he would have them as well. I also can substitute this extra plasma cannon for this claw, like power claw. Right there. But just for today, look at that. I'm actually like tearing them apart here. But yeah.
And it's magnetized. So.
He is magnetized, yeah. Pretty good overall, but if I go like that, it'll come off. Anyways, cool. This is one I 3D printed. So this is a 3D printed Warlord. It's the same model. But 3D printed.
So you got a file for a Warlord, huh?
I do. Yeah.
Hank, give me some. Expand you out here.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like when I 3D printed this Warlord, I was like, I cannot believe how much I like this model.
I like it. I'm not even into that kind of stuff, but that's cool.
Yeah. And so this is Games Workshop. This is 3D printed. And like I said, you can see how these pieces here are just these ones here. It's really the same. Yeah. It's just these are right here. Like I have these. Like
okay.
I just wanted to paint it before I kind of put them on.
Wow. How do they make it that close and get away with that? Just a question in general.
I don't know how they get away with it. I don't think they always do.
And then ask for forgiveness later and ignore the summons to the court.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's crazy. That's cool.
A lot of times it's like 3D scanned and
But that looks like it's its own thing, although maybe it's scanned and then they tweak it, or I don't know how they do it.
A lot of times.
Yeah. I have all the armor plates. I'm trying to just paint the armor plates on the sprue because those miniatures have like these plates that are in colors and stuff and that like protect, and so that's not the final product even yet.
Wow.
And then like I still have armor plates to do for that model. Same with the 3D printed one. And so I'm going to be working on that, and I have to paint the weapons and stuff too.
How much is one of those kits, the like Warlords from Games Workshop?
I'm guessing it's like this is Canadian, like 120, 130.
Okay, yeah, Canadian.
Yeah. So as far as the musty drink, I have a brewed in my city of Calgary where I live. It's a Tool Shed beer, and this one is called Red Rage Red Ale.
Wow.
You mad, bro? That's what it says.
Yeah, almost looks like there's a a Federation starship on the back of it. You mad, bro?
Yeah.
Mad, bro.
These look like it just says toolshed.beer. I think these are just addresses or something.
Yeah, it looks like though a Federation starship.
Yeah. Well, that should be a Klingon then, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, just a bit of a red ale. I've actually had one of these already. It's nice. It's a good beer. I like this company. They're pretty good.
Cool. Did you say it's a Canadian?
Yeah, this is made in Calgary where I live.
Yeah.
So
you have a
nice color.
A Warhound Titan handy to compare to how they look.
Yeah, you want to see
it?
Warhound or Reaver? Which one? Or both?
Or both. I'm just
hang on.
scaling up.
That's all like a foreign language to me. Like, looks cool, but I don't know what any of it is.
Yeah, I have the Warlord Titan sitting right here in a box still. I have to put together.
Okay.
All right, let me expand you out here.
That's Reaver.
Yeah. Just a little bit smaller in scale.
Yeah. Don't forget, this guy doesn't have guns on him.
Yeah, he's going to be bigger.
His guns are going to bring him up to like here, right?
Yeah.
And so, actually, I mean, like the other one is sort of, I could have left the one that is 3D printed that has the guns on the top in order to show it, but I could do that still. But this is the Warhound next to him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just a wee bit small little laddie. And then you got the knights next to the, they're even about the size of up to the knee on the.
Well, I don't know. Maybe like there.
Oh, really?
They're not down here.
I was thinking
they're closer there. The Cerastus.
Yeah.
Well, the Cerastus are a little taller than the Imperial regular knights. Right?
Yeah. Stretch Armstrongs.
So, that for Adeptus Titanicus or what? What's that for? Okay.
Yeah, Adeptus Titanicus.
Okay. Is that?
It's also.
That's a new game. I mean, that's a current game, right?
Okay, so that's kind of where I was going with this. It's where I was kind of right now when you buy it, it'll say Legion Imperialis on the box, but they give you the cards for Adeptus Titanicus in the box with it, so you actually can use it for 2 games. You can use it for both Legion Imperialis, which is more like Epic. It's got like a wider variety of units. Okay. And then there's Adeptus Titanicus, which is the pure Titan style game.
Okay, so that's what I thought all of it was. That's why I was like wondering. Okay.
Yeah, and so
makes sense.
Yeah.
I just wish they'd make the Lucius pattern Warhounds for the game. I like the looks of those more than the Mars pattern ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like the nice blockiness of them. They look more I don't know.
BattleTech.
Huh?
Oh yeah, somebody said BattleTech in the comments already. So
BattleTech.
Uh-oh.
Wet your whistle.
I haven't poured my drink yet. I'll have to catch up.
Rusty's like, come on, that's not fair.
We have to go counterclockwise tonight. Rusty's getting thirsty.
Yeah. So that's me with my update.
All right.
I can go next. I don't have as much to tell, really. I, game-wise, haven't played anything miniature game-wise since we last had a show. But Sunday, my buddy Mark and I are getting together over here at my place again, and going to play 3rd edition Bolt Action.
Nice.
We're going to continue with the Stalingrad table, so I'm still working with my Soviets, and he's going to bring his Germans. And he did, I just talked to him a couple days ago. He texted, and he'd ordered each month. Warlord has that special miniature. That's usually based on either historical or a Hollywood character.
Yeah.
And they had this last month was that German sniper from Enemy at the Gates.
Okay.
And it's a really cool model. Plus, sometimes their models oftentimes are really cool, but sometimes they're not like super playable. Like sometimes it's even somebody, which you could still use, but like standing by a desk or, it's kind of like a vignette.
Diorama.
Yeah, diorama piece. Excuse me, but this guy's just he's standing in just a comfortable pose, and the likeness is really well done if you've seen Enemy at the Gates. And so anyway, he got that in. But one interesting thing he said that miniature was great, but he also ordered some Winter Americans, I believe is what he said, and he had several and they're in their Warlord resin. And he said several of them, the barrels actually were broke off, the gun barrels.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, he reached out to him, and that was just like yesterday. I think we were texting. So
takes about 2 weeks.
Their customer service is like top notch.
Yeah.
And he said one of them, the barrel was like in a curly. It was, it's one thing if they're like bent up a little bit. You can heat them and put them in warm water, and you can straighten them. He said it was like in a curly Q. It was like he wasn't thinking he could even straighten it. So
right.
But I hadn't heard too many comments about that. But I told him, well, get that, at least get your sniper based and put him in the game, Sunday. So we'll see if he does or not, because that'll be a chance to get a look at him closer. But so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And otherwise, I've just been still working on my Bretonians. Working on the unit of Foot Knights that I patched together from multiple manufacturers, and then did some of my own, kit bashing to them, to head swaps and some basic things like that. So that's been fun. I guess I've got I'm doing a unit. I started out as going to be a unit of 18, going to do 6 across 3 ranks, but then I thought, well, I just will paint 2 more, and then I have 20. Just I don't know, just to make a round number, and plus if you put them in 5, it just looks better. So I've got the miniatures. So what the heck? So exactly. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. Okay. To have 20 done. So it's trying to make each one their own heraldry, and trying to make it most of them fairly complex, just to make it more interesting. So.
You have 6 more to assemble, to make, or you?
They're actually primed and based. They're assembled, built, just painting, just literally the painting stage is all that's left. So yeah, as you guys know, I do basically try to paint almost every day for like an hour ish, but I'm really slow, so it just takes me that long. But that's what I've been working on. It's been fun, and. I don't know, see if I can get together with Rusty yet here sometime before spring comes around. We can get something in. So
sometime before
March. I've got all of March. April's when it starts to get kind of going, especially time. Yeah, the first week of April usually is pretty slow yet. Although I do start getting some calves then. So, but March is pretty open. So
Yeah.
we'll talk. That's me.
Yeah. I was gonna say
I had a Jameson and ginger ale with my wife earlier, so I'm off the wagon.
Not Coke.
I bounce between the rum and Coke and the Jameson and ginger ale. Those are my two go-tos. So I went with Jameson ginger ale. If you can get a good fresh lime squeezed in there, woo, yeah, that's the magic ingredient that just takes it. Otherwise, it's just good, but that makes it amazing.
Yeah.
So for some reason, I don't know where the store's getting them from. They are been great the last couple of weeks.
The limes?
Nice.
Limes, yeah, super juicy and flavorful. It's funny how much difference that makes. It's huge.
Usually February time frame is when they start ripening. So
it's happening. So it's good. Things are good. Anyway, that is me. I'm done.
I was going to say is that, you're talking about Warlord and their customer service. When I was putting together my North Korean army, it seemed like at least half of my light machine gun guys, the barrels were either bent or broken off. And you just get a hold of it, say, hey, send a picture of them, say, hey, this is broken off, and then they'll just send you a whole new model.
Yeah, that's what I've heard people say. I've never had any trouble with Warlord stuff before. It's always comes in perfect condition. I don't know if they're having more trouble. Were those Warlord resin or were those
metals?
Were they? Metal. Okay. Yeah, I've never had any trouble with the metal.
Yeah, the problem is that most of their light machine guns, it seemed like the barrels are really thin, or
just a little too, not bulky enough to be.
I don't know if they had issues where they didn't put a sprue gate near the barrel any place to get more
metal
pewter into the barrel section, so it was always thin and always be broken.
Or they tried to make it, a little too realistic. You got to make them a little bit
beefier,
out of scale to just be sturdy. Yeah.
But I ended up, it's like, okay, I was green stuffed a new barrel onto the darn things, and I end up with about twice as many light machine gun crews as I needed.
Well, yeah, you can't waste them.
Yeah,
but I have never heard anybody complain about their customer service. So
I've only had good experiences. Like the thing that I always liked is, I said this on my videos, particularly when I was doing French Indian War and I started with the Warlord game stuff. Whenever they made a mistake, they made it advantageous for me. So I got a couple of free blister packs of the stuff I was collecting that I didn't have because they saw what I bought from them. And they would give me like blister packs of like various like First Nations, troops for French Indian War among the catalog of all the ones they had that I hadn't had just because they made a mistake or had a problem.
I remember I remember seeing that video. To
me, that's like, okay, can you please continue to make mistakes? I'm happy to wait and get free blisters. Like, I love it. Like, I just,
Yeah. And that's just, that's amazing how much difference that can make. Some, companies in general, sometimes you see where they're trying to save money by kind of arguing about it or making it difficult to get replacements.
Yeah.
And that just turns you off and that word spreads. But man, because they, if their quality is good, that's not happening very often. And then everybody's happy in the end. You've got a customer that's even more loyal. And then what they tell you, because I've never had a customer service issue, but I do know from everything I've ever heard, everybody has a great experience. So that word travels.
I've never had issue. It's like every time I had anything with Games Workshop or Warlord Games, they had fixed it. Even back when Spartan Games was around, they would always fix you up early. They were another good one that always fixed things. I was surprised that one time I was missing a sprue from one of my Mechanicum plastic sets. And I said, I just need this sprue because it's missing. And they sent me the whole model.
Yeah, I've had places that do that too. It's just, I don't know if it's easier for them or they're just really trying to make up for it or whatever, but it worked.
And I was like, okay, now what do I do? I'm still sitting here with half a model.
You can start kit bashing or making your own something. Yeah.
One of these days I'm going to take the dune crawler walkers, they have 4 legs on it. So one of these days, I'm going to take, they got those big giant Easter eggs that are about yay big. I'm going to cut holes in it, and I'm going to take those legs from it and put them down as the landing struts and make a drop ship for.
Oh, good idea.
BattleTech? What's this?
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
That you speak of.
And right now they have all those Easter eggs that are still around. Man, do I have to get another one of those things? I don't know. So.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That's good.
So, yeah. No, I just haven't gotten around to actually doing the job yet. So that's what I'm thinking. All right. So I guess for my update, it's kind of easy. Tonight I'll just be working on the old models, some BattleTech models. Still got my dwarves sitting here that I need to work on. I haven't gotten much done in the last 2 weeks at the table because I've been dealing with other things, which the same issue I had the last time the show is I'm sitting on about 40, 50 radios I need to go through and put up on eBay. They're starting to sell now, so
oh, cool.
It's That's like good. I got to go to the post office tomorrow and drop some more off because they go in batches where every week a new batch goes out, and then I have to take them out on Friday and ship them off.
Are these all ham radios, or some of them just old transistor radios and stuff?
About 80-90% of them are ham radios, and then I got some old AM, FM radios.
Oh,
cool. People still like that stuff, huh?
Yeah, just like right behind my shoulder right here's a 1942 Philco radio. Shortwave and AM. I got to finish working on that thing sometime in the future. I don't have the parts for it, so I have to work on it. But I was supposed to have a game on Saturday. They told me after the fact. It was like 2 days before. It was like, I already have plans to do something else that's related to my other issue.
What else is there, Rusty?
It was a BattleTech game, and it's like, when you're not coming, it's like, I've already made commitments, so no, I can't.
Oh, you got to just drop those commitments. I mean, what is that?
Well,
that's fine. Unless it's your funeral or your daughter's getting married, I would just roll with the BattleTech.
Oh, my daughter's getting married. That would be, that's a tough one.
You wouldn't want to miss that, probably. I mean, probably.
I'd probably get in the doghouse with that one. It's like, you're not going to your daughter's wedding? Well, they're going to have a BattleTech game. It's like,
yeah. Well, that's understandable then.
But you're going to have BattleTech with your family? Aren't they coming to the wedding? We gave them invites. Well, they thought the game was more important. But I'd see how that would go over. And I was like, well, nice knowing everybody.
Yeah.
Then my drink of the night is going to be Shackleton.
Nice.
Scotch.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah, good stuff. The British Antarctic Expedition Scotch.
Wow. Living.
Oh, yeah. I got a couple more bottles of this on hand just for enjoyment. But, yeah, it's supposed to be direct, remake of that Scotch they took on the expedition with them.
Okay.
All right, cheers, guys. We had enough talk about battle.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Nummies. All right, so, that takes care of our updates. We'll go through some comments before we get to the topics.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Oh, there is a lot of talking going on here. Obviously, we got the Simon saying hello. We got Chris saying hello. And then we got some guy named Palmer saying hello.
Twice.
Heard of him.
Yeah. Chris said, I just painted a Moroccan army, probably 120 figs, started February 4th and finished it yesterday, March 4th.
Oh, congrats.
What
awesome.
that? What scale was that? Was that 15 or was that 28?
Must
If it
have
was
quit his
28,
day
that's a
job.
major
Holy
achievement.
buckets, yeah.
That's a lot of work if it was 28.
Either way.
They said something about a warhound lurking, like this warhound right here.
There you go.
And earlier when you were talking, I was like,
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I guess I was like looking at my stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then the drink, because we talked about BattleTech. I like that print. I do too. You're gonna have to send me the file. Yeah. They shut down every day and then pop up somewhere else. Yeah, that's the thing is that
Okay.
a lot of these companies will show up on Thingiverse or Minis. What is it? There's
My
like
Mini Factory.
Yeah, my Mini Factory. They show up. There's a short period of time, and then they get the cease and desist and excommunicated.
You would think they would be able to challenge like those like my Mini Factory, to hold them liable, or
Yeah,
I don't know how the laws work, but
yeah, that's where like a lot of times this Thingiverse is the one that pops up the most on.
Okay.
It may be up for less than 24 hours, so if you see it, you grab it when you have the opportunity. It's going to disappear real quick.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys can see, I also bought the official model too.
Oh, yeah, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just trying to learn.
No, and some people feel like, oh, it doesn't matter, Palmer. Do whatever you want. But it's just I do like to buy the Games Workshop stuff. It's just that, like I'm not gonna necessarily refuse having a print when I have a 3D printer either.
Yeah, it's like right here is my collection of Games Workshop Legions Imperialis models right here. It's like I got boxes of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I paid my money out for them.
Yeah, maybe we'll be playing a game of that at one point.
Yeah.
Never know.
Never know. Maybe summertime.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, I got that BattleTech Alpha Strike Scouring Sands box set for birthday. So yeah, BattleTech. That's a good. I have to buy that box set again. I have the empty box. I painted the miniatures for my brother, but I want the models to go with it. I love that the Kraken with the 8 LRM-15s. That's just like raining death on somebody, making their day bad.
Mm-hmm.
And if free, it's a bit harder to shut them down. That is true. Warhound is one of my favorites. Yes, indeed. Mars pattern. I like the Lucius pattern Warhounds first.
I like them both.
Yeah, I wanted to get back when Forge World had the Lucius pattern for 28 mil, which would have been, big giant sucker. I wanted to get one and they discontinued it. And it's like, dang it, now I can't get one. I know that they got a 3D file for one, but it's not the same, It's like, probably take about 5 pounds of resin or 10 kilos or however of resin to build the thing. Test tube stuff is the stuff that will still work after we get nuked. Be best to work the BattleTech game into the wedding festivities. Yeah, that my family could easily do that.
Or at least some of your family.
Yeah. Well, all my brothers and my nephews all play the game, so.
Right, that leaves some people out, I'm guessing.
I even had my wife play it a few times. So.
It's genetic in your family to play BattleTech.
Yes.
It's almost required. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
28 mil. Okay.
Wow.
That was a lot of work.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is.
That is a lot of miniatures.
I wouldn't get them base coated in that much time.
And not much on Mini Factory lately. They're very careful. Yeah, I don't know if they're doing the look-see before you can put them up on there, so they make sure it's nothing nefarious going up anymore. So that makes me wonder.
You'd think that eventually Games Workshop would somehow be able to come after them,
Yeah.
shut them down type thing if they didn't get their act together.
Yeah, I think that might be the case. They're just taking it, making sure that they're covering their backside.
Yeah, you'd think you'd be forced into that at some point.
And the Thingiverse will be less and less soon as my Mini Factory bought them. That put that damper on that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Well, that will makes a big difference too. And I'm finding it's really hard sometimes to find BattleTech 3D prints too. And because Catalyst has been getting hard on the case about that also.
That's understandable.
Yeah, they want to protect their IP.
Yeah, that's all you really got.
But in some cases, you have individuals design their own mechs, and they put their own look to them and call it.
Yeah, right. Well, it's like any copyright, it has to be, it could be enough unique that it can be its own thing. I mean, whether it's a book or a movie or any IP.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a mech is a mech, but put your own twist on it.
And they say, they bought them last month. Okay, so I haven't caught that. Must have been fairly recent. Yeah. Cults 3D thing, pop up and down. Yeah, that's the thing I've noticed about Cults 3D. It may be something that will show up for a few hours. Well, they'll pop it up there and get whatever they can out of it, and then they'll pull it off themselves before they even get notice that it's up.
Even though they got some sales, yeah.
Yeah, so it just up and down, just kind of disappearing into the woodwork again. Because I noticed it's the same people that put stuff up. It's only up for a short period, and if you do message them, they'll do it under the behind the doors.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all the comments that we have at the moment.
Okay.
All right. All right, so let's get on to our topic of the night, which is the very first topic is topic number 1. Do you dream of a centerpiece model in your army? And if so, what are your favorites? Well, as an individual that has quite a few of those large centerpiece items in his armies, it's typically the last thing I ever get. I do have some on display behind me.
The knights.
Make yourself bigger. Oh, I see him way back there.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Well, Titans, I should say. I see the Titan there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're going to go big.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I love that model.
Yeah, this is my Forge World model. This was, I think it was like $300 I paid for this thing.
Wow.
Crazy.
That was a lot of cars parked to get this.
How long ago was that?
Oh, man.
I mean, is that way old?
Oh, man. I think I bought this in 2015.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was older than that. I didn't know.
I do remember. I was watching your channel at that time.
Yeah.
And that's because we met through both collecting Viltan Eldar.
Yeah, I was like looking at Beltan Eldar paint schemes, and then I looked and it's like, hey, this guy in Heresy Productions, he's doing a lot of Beltan stuff. So I started
following his channel,
watching his channel, and the next thing you know, we started chatting all the time.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's when beginning of the end.
That was all because of Eldar.
Been downhill since now.
And also at that time, Nick from
Ittic Beer.
Eddie Beer was chatting
Yeah.
too. That's when his channels. I remember when I was subscribed to Nick, and he only had like 300 subscribers at the time.
Yeah.
He was just a small guy, and he was like, "Hey," he comes on the channel every once in a while and makes comments, but still, he's still a small time guy. But yeah, it's one of those things where typically it's one of the last things I get with my army. I'll pull some more down here in a little bit, but yeah, it's when you look at it, both Dan and Palmer have seen some of my centerpiece fantasy.
Yep.
Well, and also you have a lot of 40K. Like I consider all the knights kind of centerpiece too. Like in 40K.
Yes, they are.
Like and the Cerastus ones. Like you have a lot of that stuff.
I have all the Cerastus knights they make.
Of all the stuff.
It's not something you go out of your way and just get all at once because they're pretty expensive to begin with. Just cost wise.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it. But a lot of times you'll build an army and you look at it and go, hey, what is the one thing that's kind of like the general will be parked on, or something that's your beat stick that you want for your army that someone's going to not want to face off against unless they have their own beat stick.
So what's your favorite fantasy one that you have?
Oh, man.
Or some of your top ones or whatever.
My favorite would be, I have to say, is my Chaos Dwarf one.
Okay.
He's on the Bull Centaur or the
Manticore or whatever it is, or
he's on the flyer. It's a giant flying bull.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would be my favorite because it's from Forge World. It's another one of those I got. But there's so much detail in it, and it's just like how it's got action going on, and it's just like he's flying down, about ready to land, and just beat on something. And if I could have got it out, but I have to move all kinds of stuff to get to it. That's why I didn't.
Okay, that's fair.
But they're also the Lamassu. That's another one.
Oh yeah, the old original, the old one.
Yeah, I never did get a Lamassu. I wanted to get one, but
you still can.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be coming out with one, but.
Or it's an eBay search.
Yeah, you can get them off eBay, but at the moment, I just don't feel like spending the money on one.
Yep, I get you.
So that's where I'm at the moment. What do you?
Are there any ones that you don't have yet, like that you want?
Except man.
Well, the Lamassu you just said, but
yeah, the Lamassu would be really cool. They do have was it Lost Kingdoms?
Yeah,
they have a Lamassu. I think I got the file for it. I just haven't printed it off. That would be kind of a cool one to toss out there and throw on the table sometime. Because it has some pretty interesting capabilities for shutting down enemy force wizard spellcasters.
Well, that one would be affordable.
Yeah. Just taking the time to have to print it.
Yeah, print it and do it.
That's one I would think about working on getting out there. To be honest, the one that I'd love to, but just cost prohibitive, just like buying. I'd rather spend the money on buying it'd be like buying a motorcycle. Is the Warlord Titan from Forge World?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The 28 mil one, that is huge.
Do you have Smog from Lord of the Rings?
I've seen it, but
I've seen it. I don't have it either.
No,
is that Forge World?
Yes, it was like $500 or something to buy it.
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool. But as far as like if you were a Lord of the Rings nut and that was the only thing you collected, it was like your main game. That would be a really nice centerpiece.
Well, the thing takes up a large chunk of the table. It's huge.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that the Balrog isn't that big. Like,
Yeah, you'd think it would be, but it's not.
It's kind of a missed opportunity. I think they need to redo that and rethink that.
Yeah, I think if they probably will do it because they did. What's his face? The from the World Eaters, Angron.
Yeah.
The ascended Angron. He's huge, and I can see the Balrog being about the same size.
Right.
He's typically considered the Balrog of 40K or 30K.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And let's show you this guy here. Now, this is a War Machine model. This is a centerpiece.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And this is the Kraken.
Nice.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like a crab or something.
Yeah, it's an aquatic. I got on here's a cat ore model on the bottom right here. It's all ripped to pieces. I purposely bought the model and then just tore it apart and used a Dremel and everything on it, cut it full of holes and cut it to pieces. And I put it on at the base like this guy just chopped it.
Just destroyed it. That's cool.
Moving on. So it's like a little dioramic base aspect going with the whole thing.
Yeah, when they're that big, you can do a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like I looked at it like, yep, this has got to be what I'm going to do with this thing. Oh.
Cool.
And so that is the Kraken. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be huge
to be a centerpiece.
To be a centerpiece.
That was my next question.
It's like right here we have a Primarch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I did this for my son. This is for his army, for his Imperial Fist. But it was like $150 model. I think it was what it cost. No, it's about the same cost it would buy a Cerasus plastic knight now. But you could have a model like this can be a centerpiece for your army.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a big monster.
Massive. Yeah, cool.
And when you think about it in terms of, let's say, Legion Imperialis, buying yourself a Warlord Titan would be a centerpiece model.
Yeah. Or even, no, absolutely. And then they also have the War Master, which is another step up, right? You have that too, I think.
Yeah, I got the War Master Heavy Battle Titan. This is my Catan. This is for my Demon Army.
Oh, nice.
My Chaos Marine Army.
Wow.
Oh, he's huge.
Yeah.
He's freaking huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is this is their equivalent of a knight.
Yeah.
And this thing was freaking fun to paint. There's so many chaos symbols and skulls and everything on this thing.
To pick out,
it's so enjoyable. I spent a month painting on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But it was something that's like, really cool.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where have that in the army. And then obviously whenever I get around to playing some
man.
Vampire Counts. There we go.
Good Lord. Yeah. Is that the size of base it's supposed to be on?
Yes.
Wow.
That is the official base size of a zombie dragon.
That's crazy.
Vampire Counts. And then you could always put the vampire writing on the top if you wanted to.
Uh-huh.
And
you got to have one that's magnetized so you could put him on or off.
Yeah, I suppose I could do that. But I think the way it is, he just kind of sits right here. You can set him in here where he just
yeah, I gotcha.
Slides in like he's sitting on a base.
Yeah, that's cool.
I did the dioramic base on this one too.
Yeah, I like that. That makes it look good.
So
So what era is that from? Or, I mean, is it Forge or what model is that? That's my question.
oh, um, I think this one's. I think I 3D printed this one.
Okay.
This might be a 3D printed one.
Okay.
It looks very similar to the zombie dragon that you can get from.
Yeah, it just seemed bigger. Well, the new one is big though. The one that's for like Age of Sigmar that people are using. Is that what it is?
A lot of people do.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and then obviously back here we got the. If you're gonna play orcs.
Oh, look at that guy.
Yeah,
there you go.
Gravy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like you got to go to war with your orc god, you know, your Stompa.
I really love that. That's so cool, Rusty.
I spent a month painting this guy. It's like I learned really good how to make checkers.
I was gonna say that's a lot of checkers going around there. Good grief.
Red goes faster, and if you get there and you win the checker flag.
Yeah, Crown brings it home, but red makes it go faster.
So yeah, that's pretty much some of the stuff. But always have a plan when I'm building an army. You got to have a centerpiece model, and it's usually one of the last things I always put together.
Okay.
I guess maybe Dan, do you want to go next?
Well, I can. I don't have a lot to contribute, probably. I guess like centerpiece models were really never a thing in the games that I played.
Like historical games and stuff?
Like historical games. Yeah, maybe you do a little bit more on your command stand or your your lieutenant for bolt action or whatever, but I never really did that, and it seemed like it was a little bit more of a 40K type thing or Age of Sigmar, thing. Yeah. And like for my Bretonians, like there really isn't a centerpiece model. I mean, even if you got the new Duke on his Royal Pegasus, it's not that much different than the Pegasus Knights, or your standard bearer is actually the same Pegasus model. Mm-hmm. And then for these older editions, like 5th edition, like I mess with here, the biggest thing which I have the model, I haven't done it yet, but is just the king on the Griffin. Mm-hmm. But by 90s standards, or by today's standards, the 90s models are puny, so it wasn't really a massive model, right. Which I know, like you said, doesn't have to be large. But yeah, I guess and then like for the Bretonians, at least the way I've done it, I always have my Duke is in the lance formation with the other knights instead of running around by himself. So, he's got to be able to rank up with that. So, yeah, I guess the only thing I ever thought was it never applied to an army I was doing. And even like my undead army that I've collected, it's kind of mostly 5th edition, some 6th, some 4th. And I haven't painted any yet, but I have it collected up. And the Lizardman, there's, I guess the Lizardman had that Slan model that would be kind of your centerpiece.
Yeah, like the king on the
yeah, kind of that frog
the
thing.
Royal Guard. It's like a Royal Guard or something.
Yeah. Oh, it's that king on the throne. I forget the name of him. It's been so long since I've read up on that stuff, but he's being carried by those Saurus warriors with the Triceratops type helmet.
There are some big dinosaurs. There are some big dinosaur things.
Well,
in that army.
Yeah, but they came later though. Like 5th edition, they weren't particularly big.
So you won't collect those?
No.
Okay.
I personally, not to, I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade, but my perspective was I never was interested in them. Okay. Personally, I just I like I don't like the size of them. They look to me when you put them on the tabletop, like I always noticed that even now, like when I watch the old world videos where, because they have some large centerpiece models you can have. And to me, it always looks bizarre. Like, here's these like unit of like even Knights of the Realm, like charging in against this like dragon that like would literally crush them in 3 seconds. Like they don't stand a chance. It looks weird to me, I guess, as aesthetically. The model itself, I always think the models themselves are super cool. And people that are really good painters. And I'm always impressed with, because the larger models really have to show you have to have skill for that. On 15 mil, you can kind of cover that up. And then 28 mil, even with my Bretonian fleur-de-lis and stuff, they're not exact, but it's enough. It looks like it, so, but on a big model, you really have to have your shit together. I always just think it doesn't really fit on the tabletop the way and maybe it's just because my brain is still in 5th or 6th edition, and those a large scale model would still fit in your hand. I mean, they weren't massive like the ones you see now. Because I know even the zombie dragon that people put on the table looks
it was
crazy.
small. It was like literally.
It was just
big.
but the ones you see in the old world now, I think they're using them from AOS. Because it looks like most of these people are using Games Workshop models, these channels. I know you can 3D print, and they are just like freaking ginormous. It looks cool, but to me, it also doesn't look right. So, I guess
in some ways, I look at it nowadays is that you have the larger models. They're almost like actually scaled the way they should be in the game.
And then that's true. I mean, you're probably right. But also at the same time, it looks like there's no way like my whole army would get killed by that zombie dragon. Like you're swinging your sword, like you're not even going to be able to reach the guy. And your lances, you're not going to do anything to him. It just doesn't look right to me. That's just me.
Was it your Cygor Palmer?
Yeah. Yep. The Cygor and the Gorgon.
Yeah, he got eaten by my my big giant undead dragon.
Right. Yeah, that was a pretty big showdown.
Yeah. Yeah, it was your centerpiece model versus my centerpiece model.
Yeah. And sometimes I think on the table they look a little big on a 4x6 table.
This sort of discussion, it's kind of funny how we've gravitated to this discussion. I think it's kind of good. I know it's still like your take, Dan, but I was just going to say, like, based on what you're saying, I've had this discussion about like giants in general, and it really applies here. Because if you look at the older giants, they were so much smaller.
Oh, they were tinier. Yeah.
But if you look at a 7-foot man, like that's proportioned and not like skinny because he has like a disease that makes him tall. But like if you look at like a regular well-built guy, but then just make him 7 or 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
He would kill 10 people with his bare hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
his punch would just knock at cracks in his skull.
Yeah, and when I would think about the ogre army, in particular, like they're so big, like because they came out in like 6th edition, and like every guy is like quite big.
Yeah.
In melee combat, like you're right. Like if they were to go against like Skaven or something, like or anything, like they would just decimate them, like and they're the size of giants. Like they're giants. Like basically compared to the older editions, they're easily giants.
Right.
All of them. And then the question is like the scale, like just how big do you have to be to realistically be able, like things don't look like right now when they're not as big, because like you've seen things that are a lot bigger. But if you actually looked at this stuff and looked at them next to each other, just how formidable they are just when they're twice the size of 28 mil. Right. They're so formidable. But you lose that. They look tiny. Even at twice the size of 28 mil, they look tiny compared to everything else around them now.
Right. Now, that's the thing, because like you said, like the old Marauder giant, to me, I mean, the giant doesn't have to be 180-foot tall scale. I mean, like you said, it could be like this 10-foot tall, but it's within the realm. I mean, again, we're like deciding how much damage a giant or a zombie dragon can do, right? I mean, we're off
It's
the
all
rails.
fictional.
Yeah, it's all fictional anyway, but I guess it's got to be, for me, it has to be within the realm of realistic in my head, as far as like, oh yeah, I could see, that the Bretonnian Knights are all, they're all heroes in their own right, and they're super strong and they're super brave and all the things, but they're still humans. But I could see them attacking, like a dragon that is like what they would have been like in 5th or 6th edition. They're it's a dragon, but it's not like, like 180, like Smog, type thing.
Yeah.
Russian armies.
But on the other side, I kind of see. I'm not going to say it's Rusty's point, but Rusty did kind of mention he likes
doesn't have to be large.
The way it looks now with the larger stuff, and I also like the way the stuff looks in the larger models. And I would argue that some of the reasons that we saw miniatures the size they were not because that's what they always intended, but that's just because when everything's made of metal models that are 20 inch tall are just ridiculously stupid. I mean, like, like I love metal models, but not like metal models that are gigantic, because it's just too difficult to work with. That's why plastic models came out. And once plastic models came out, things started getting bigger because you could.
Right. I agree.
Did you ever see the Raupartha dragon? Dan, I showed you my Raupartha dragon.
Yeah.
When you were over here.
Yeah.
That thing is huge, and that was like, I don't know how many pieces that thing came in.
Yeah, and I remember when the Raupartha was making their Dragons series. I mean, they were expensive models back then.
Yeah, they were like $60-$70, I think, back in the early 90s.
Yes, they were. And I mean, they were the one company that I knew of that made dragons, like that kind of scale dragons, and again, I'm not at all trying to argue like what's better or anything.
Right. No, exactly.
I've just, for me personally, I guess it's a different perspective. I've never been drawn to that at all.
Yeah. I think one of the things that draws me to the large stuff is I just enjoy painting them.
Right. And I see that for you, because you do, and you paint them and you do an awesome job with them. And for me, I have a harder time, which we've talked before. Like, I won't do a vignette or I won't do a bust, even though it interests me. I mean, obviously I have not done it. And it's because I feel I want to paint things that I can, I don't know, that fit an army I'm working on that I'm slowly building, or I potentially could get it on the gaming table. So to me, I feel like, that would just be kind of superfluous to paint that, unless I'm giving it away as a gift.
Let me ask you this though, Dan, because this is an interesting question given your opinion on this.
Yeah.
You like the Lord of the Rings stuff, like you've collected it,
right?
And like and you enjoy the Lord of the Rings stuff.
Yeah, I love the whole lore of the Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
So, but you actually have the models too, right?
Yeah, I have a bunch of goblins, elves, and then some of the starter things that came in the original box sets for the Rohirrim, the Uruk-hai. Yeah, I've got a smattering, but yeah.
So if you were to play, let's say like you got into and like you're now utilizing that stuff and like you got into it and like you really enjoyed it, do you think that you would prefer the Balrog to be out of scale, like dramatically from the movie, and just be like 4 inches over like a character? Or because of your liking of the movie and the lore and being such a Lord of the Rings fan, would you in that case consider a larger plastic model for a Balrog?
I probably would consider it, but at the same time, my first thought is I wouldn't get one, because to me, again, where was the Balrog in the books and series? It was that one confrontation, right? Because that always still bothers. And again, I don't know, I am old, I guess, but it bothers me, like when you see people building armies that aren't like, okay, they've got a Balrog and they've got some goblins and whatever the Moria army is build, and then you've got your dwarves or your Gondorians or whatever. It doesn't matter what the army is. They're not going to stand a chance against a Balrog anyway, right?
Yeah,
like
you'd have to have Gandalf just.
Well,
to
you'd have
get
Gandalf there, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like that's like a situational thing, and to me, it seems weird to like, oh, I'm bringing in these things into my, or not. And again, it's fun, and if people like to play that, there's nothing wrong with that. I just personally would not do that. I don't feel like that is. It doesn't fit the lore for me, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's a good answer. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You don't like that scale of, you like the smaller, like the more, like kind of realistic, like small skirmish.
Yeah,
style,
I think that's what
like
it is. And maybe that's coming from the historical background, or even just, I mean, because even like, any of those big battles, whether it's, at Minas Tirith, at the end or whatever, it's these massive armies. And then, they had all those mama kills or whatever however you say that, Mamaluk, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was like sheer swarming of them that took them down. It wasn't like you're like 10 guys, or 28 figures in your army took one down or something. That worked because of the massive scale of it. But putting it into a game of 40 or 60 models on a side, to me, it doesn't work for me personally, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's not. I can't really explain it better than that. But I wouldn't enjoy that.
You go down to the game shop and you're like, you've got your models and you're like, okay, I got these. What are you bringing? You're fighting the Balrog today.
My Balrog. I'm not that guy, and I'm not going to criticize anybody. And I would play, and I would have fun, and but to me, like that really happy spot to me is not that. It would be like, and it doesn't even have to be like historical. Like it can be the Moria goblins against the Riders of Rohan. I mean, I don't. It's not that. It's just it needs to be more, I guess, realistic, which is probably why I'm more of a low fantasy, I guess, in general. Which kind of Lord of the Rings ultimately is low fantasy, the way I would term it. But
I mean, I like my Lord of the Rings realistic too.
Yeah. I mean, right? Like I want to bump into Frodo when I go to Hy-Vee or something. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just I don't like it when it gets it. I think for me, because that helps me identify with the characters and maybe that's one of the reasons I enjoy Bolt Action so much. Not only do I know the history, but it's and I understand the weaponage, and it's rooted in reality. I can identify with the models on the table better, as opposed to like a superhero comes in and wipes out 60 guys and just flames everybody or whatever. So just personal taste.
Everybody kind of has their own taste, exactly, and I actually kind of enjoy both. Like I actually enjoy games where it feels like a small encounter and like that kind of thing, but then I also like the epic stuff too, and like I can see both.
Again, I'm absolutely not being critical of anybody else's.
No,
you have fun how you like to have fun. I'm just a different view, and that's I was thinking about it the last few days, trying to think about the centerpiece models, and I guess ultimately my centerpiece will be when I paint my Lord on the either a hippogriff or a Pegasus. Again, like Rusty said, it doesn't have to be a massive model to be a centerpiece. So
it can just be a fancy general that you've always envisioned having, and eventually
exactly. Just seems like the scale is just keeps getting bigger, and like scale creep on miniatures is for sure, but the centerpiece models have just like they have to put them on the table sideways, to even get stuff to go up to. I mean, it's like almost gets kind of comical a little bit, some of the ones that I see people field. But I shouldn't say I mean, again, I'm not trying to criticize anybody's fun. So
I guess another centerpiece one I'd love to get would be the Forge World Mechanicum. Was it the Ululator? It's got the big giant sonic cannon on it, or the the volcano cannon. The two of them.
Yeah,
that thing is huge. It's like, I imagine the piece is like that big.
Good gravy.
It's really huge, monstrous. And one of the times I looked at it, I think it was like $500 just to buy it. It was huge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like, nah.
Well, I guess I don't have like nearly, well, one, I don't have the years of gaming that Rusty has, but I don't really have the collection that Rusty has on that. When I first got into 40K again, like in 2012, for me, it was just cool to get a Wraith Knight when they came out. Like just so that like they're like they're about that big, and it would be and it came out. It was a little taller, I believe, than the Imperial Knights when it came out, and it would have been like for me.
Or the Wraith Lord.
No, the Wraith Lord is smaller, right? Like that's the Wraith Knight, the one that's bigger. Like the guy that has like the big shield on his arm.
Yeah,
it comes off, and he's got and he's like Wraith Lords are about like that big. Wraith Knights are about that big. Anyways, he was the big guy on the field, like the big mech for Eldar, and I really enjoyed painting him. And so that was like the centerpiece model for me. In addition, I also got like a big fighter jet, for them too, like a Wraith fighter. Pretty close in time, and of course, like as we're talking about this, most of the stuff I am talking about is fantasy based or sci-fi based, because I do agree that like for the most part, there isn't as much that I get that's centerpiece size wise for my historical stuff. That doesn't mean that there aren't centerpiece models like leader command stands and things. I think that's where you do put in the effort and like they become like a centerpiece, as you guys are saying. Having said that, it wasn't intended to be a centerpiece model, but when I did my my spider, like for the Orcs and Goblins, like my big Arachnarok, like I had friends say like, oh, this is like the centerpiece of your army. Like this is so nice. Like they really liked it. And it is sizable. Like it's a sizable one. Like it's not like huge, but it is.
I don't think they have anything bigger than that in the Orc army, is there?
Well, there is one. Technically, it works for more than one army, and I'll get to that because I have it. But that is a large one, I think, for it, and it serves a little bit like a centerpiece for me. And I really enjoyed painting it. The only one, other than like when I was in 40K and dreaming of buying Titans and painting them, because I just would love to paint like a Warhound 28 mil, but I just never have. Like, but I actually always wanted the Bone Crusher Giant from Forge World. And I always
Giant.
Yeah, and I always wanted him. And I told this story about how like every time he was available, I never paid for him. He was always like that thing. I'm gonna get that someday, and then it would just not be available. And then when they came out with Old World again, and then they re-released him, and they released him just as Forge World, like the same kit resin, I was like, now is the time, because like I've waited years. I've always like messed up in getting this, and I was like, now it's in front of me, and now is the time. And so I haven't painted it or built it yet, but it's on the shelf over there. And it is the biggest thing I can think of for the Orcs and Goblins, but I can also use it for my Beastmen, which is nice. He's not even, to be fair, like he's not competitive. He's actually he's a rule of cool thing. Like most people will say they just get shot off the table, like they're really not worth their points. But it's just like something I've always wanted. I just always wanted the model, and who knows what it'll be like in the future. But and like if you do make him work, like he can do some cool things, but he most likely gets shot down. He's not like a competitive model at all. They didn't make him a competitive model for the game, but I really look forward to painting him. And it's just something, like I don't do it a lot. Like it's just like one of those things where once in a while I'll select something like that, that's like really cool, and it doesn't even have to be large, as you were saying. Sometimes it's like just like a really cool old metal model that's just expensive or something, and it becomes kind of like a centerpiece for me. Like the Shaggoth, even though he's not like huge, like I really like that model, the metal Beastmen model, the Shaggoth. And
that was like old school cool.
Yeah. And I just really like him, and to me, like that is cool enough. And like I'm probably going to be painting up my Chaos Daemon army soon, and I really like the old metal, not Keeper Secrets, but the Plague father or whatever. Like,
Uh,
what is this name?
Pop
Great
and
Unclean One.
Herbals.
Great Unclean One.
Yeah.
And so like, I actually have one that's metal, and he's not the first smaller one, but he's like somewhat sizable, but he's not that big. But he's just like a cool model. Like he's like still a centerpiece to me.
Yeah, he's the in-between size one that, because the original metal ones were like yay big, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which now, if you look at, they're more in scale for Epic than they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so sometimes, like, I'm sure that you probably have like something that's a centerpiece to you, Dan, that is just because it's like an old metal model that you're just like,
it'll be the 5th edition King, the Bretonian King on the Griffin. And you're right. That isn't what I think of, I guess, as a center. I was thinking more of a larger type piece. He will be the largest model in my Bretonian force, and I will be able to do lots of really cool heraldry on him, and I'll put a lot of extra time and on the base and the miniature both. So yeah, ultimately, I mean, essentially, I guess I would have to say that would be. I guess I didn't really consider it that way, but that would be mine. Yeah.
Just depends on the definition, but like if your model is a centerpiece, oftentimes it's like everybody draws their eye to it. And yes, the bigger monstrosity, like cool, like gigantic things are that. But then sometimes it's like, oh wow, like look at this. Like they're looking at your army and they're like, that is like an out of print blah 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 that is just so cool looking. So cool. You know, and it's just like a centerpiece, you know, like in some ways.
I think in one of the iterations of what the topic was, got mentioned as a large centerpiece model. And I think even though I knew better than that, it kind of got in my head, I think. Thinking like, you know, I got right away thinking of those large, like huge pieces people put on the tables.
Right. And I was thinking of it that way as well. Like I was thinking of it as large initially, but as we started talking about it, I was thinking a little differently.
Yeah, because some armies don't have a large model necessarily for what you would call a centerpiece.
Right.
In some ways, I always look at, like, say, bolt action. Like my German army, I'd like to get a King Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be, to me, it'd be as like a centerpiece model.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be like the killing machine on the table that if it hits, it just obliterates things.
Yeah.
And it has a big footprint. It's the same way with like getting a Persian tank or something of that nature.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be, I would consider. Now the Japanese, just any tank would be a centerpiece for them.
Yeah, I always thought it was the bamboo warriors that they fielded. I remember people used to spam those.
Yeah, I have a few of those.
Uber cheap, and they would just bonsai charge you, and they were annoying. Because they never had to take a morale check, or I forget. It was crazy.
Yeah,
you're right. And I think being bolt action, the first tabletop game I really came to, and spent quite a few years just with basically painting on that you didn't really think of it in that sense, anyway.
Sure. No, that makes sense. And also, there's not as much like physical scale creep in historical gaming.
No.
Or any.
No. Well, yeah, some are a little bit just, they're not even taller necessarily, but they're like the rifles are bigger and their hands and head, they're just more substantial models, but there really isn't, scale creep.
Trooper's a trooper, they should all be about the same size.
Yeah, and the Sherman tank should always be the size of a Sherman tank. Some of them are a little bigger, a little smaller. It's more had to do with probably they just didn't get it right, but it's not scale creep.
In some ways, the centerpieces in historical gaming are like the centerpieces in real life, in the sense that, like, if you're playing Ancients and somebody has like an elephant like on the table, like that is like in real life a centerpiece.
That was the tank of the historic age.
Yeah,
that's true.
And in the game, it's like the centerpiece too. You're like, oh my gosh, look at this, and
well, I always kind of looked at in my army what I've got painted so far. My questing knight unit of 10 knights is my centerpiece unit, because in 5th edition they had lances and stuff, and then they were supposed to be all fleur de lis was their thing, and so I just spent more time on there, which I just fielded them as Knights of the Realm when I played against Rusty last time, just to get them on the table. But that was kind of my piece, center, like the most impressive looking unit that I had.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I think that's
same concept.
It wasn't fair what happened to him, but
no. Well, all hell just crashed down on their melons. Yeah. Anyway.
Giant eggs from the sky.
And then earthquakes, and I'm trying to block that from my memory. It was a little bit traumatic.
Shall we? Are we at a point where we should look at comments before we start approaching the next topic?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go. Where were the topics? Where were we? I think. Yeah, we did that one. All right. Last time I saw that Titan on Forge World, it was $500. Yeah, that would be the Elder Titan. It's
I can't
behind.
even imagine
I don't know.
that.
Was Josh here when this guy popped up?
Oh, hey, Josh. I guess we were so caught up in the.
There. Did you see this guy?
Oh, yeah, Josh. I didn't know.
Oh, there. You always that.
Hey, Josh.
That thing is nasty on the tabletop, though. It's like, I don't care what you got on the other side. Those lances will nuke you. We were talking about the Lamassu. I was like, oh, what's the other thing I need to put on the table for my Chaos Dwarfs is get the Lamassu. Because I have the Bull Scent Taurus and the Greater Taurus. It's like, if you have the Taurus from Forge World, you can call it a Taurus or a Greater Taurus.
Get the Lesser Taurus.
Yeah, that's from Ford.
Oh.
I was waiting for that. I knew that was coming.
Okay, that one I would not have thought of. Good call. Oh my.
Yeah.
It got said.
You should see the 1/18th scale Angry Ron. He is huge.
Angry Ron.
Angry Ron.
I'm losing the reference to that one.
Angron.
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay.
Angry Ron.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
That would make he can make a good Balrog.
Yeah.
In all reality, he's basically the Balrog of the 30K, 40K. He's monstrous. And he's angry. Angry Ron. Now I get it. All right.
Yeah.
You're a mid thought there and something else.
Yep. I was not putting Angron and Ron together. I was thinking of Harry Potter. It's Angry Ron.
Mining. Oh, God.
Zaphon, Interceptor for Horus Heresy, Thousand Suns.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Always dreamed of a scratch-built Warmonger class Titan when the kids move out. That would be something if I had the money and I was willing to, it's like having the big giant Titan classes for 30K would be something. That's a centerpiece model. And even if you don't use it in a game, you could just put it there on the tabletop as something that's dead.
Or like in the background, like it's firing and fighting another Titan, but it's not part of your game.
It doesn't even notice what's going on in front of it. It's shooting downrange over top the battlefield. In all reality, if you have a Titan show up on the battlefield, anything in front of it, dead.
If you get buried in a mausoleum, you could have pedestals with all your Titans in your mausoleum, like your huge Titans.
You need to have that much space, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I had a game where we're fighting Eldar. I had Space Marines and I had the Space Marine Falchion on our side, which has got the twin barrel cannon, big giant super heavy tank, and it was dropping pie plates on. It's like they were just scooping up Eldar by the bucket loads, just every turn. Anything that was under the pie plate was gone, just vaporizing them, because it was D weapons dropping on the tabletop, just like It wasn't fair. And I have a bunch of super heavy tanks too, and those are like one of those is enough to cause havoc on the battlefield for somebody.
Mm.
And obviously, Josh has showed up.
Hey.
Hey, Josh.
The Kermit the Frog here on the panel. Yeah. So
Yeah.
when you say it that way.
That's the one we were talking about, right? With
Yes.
the head. Yeah.
Yes. The I forget what it's called now. The Slan, isn't it? The Slan
Yeah,
priest.
Slan with the king.
Yeah, I think it's the Slan priest that's on that, being carried around on that. Like,
Temple guard with temple guard.
With the temple guard carrying him.
I was
right?
calling them
Yeah.
royal guard, but they're
Yeah.
temple guard.
Yeah.
It'd be the same as if you have the dwarf army and you got the king. He's on this giant shield being carried around by his.
Yeah, it's like that. Yep. Only it's like that, only cooler.
Yeah. Someday I'm gonna have to get the king on the shield.
You don't
My
have
dwarf
that?
army. I don't have him yet.
Good gravy.
Because back in the day, the
How do you
big
live with
centerpiece
yourself?
thing was this guy here.
Yeah, I know. That's
was the centerpiece model.
that's where I'm at. Yeah.
And now that it's not even a centerpiece model. Well, it's you put it on a table and you can't even do anything with it other than just shooting stuff
Look at
down.
it.
I gotta get some sleep. We'll catch the rest of the replay so I can watch Dan be super critical about what we all
like.
I
All right. Thanks, Simon.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Thanks
Yeah,
for showing up.
night. He had to rub that in.
Yeah.
Biggest thing I built from GW was the limited edition Thunderhawk. Oh man.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, the all metal
That's
one
crazy.
in the wooden box. Oh man, that was pretty big at the time.
Do you still have that, Chris, or is that something like you did for someone else? Because those are amazing. Like I've seen those come up for sale, and they're like thousands of dollars to buy.
And I thought about getting one way back in the day. Nowadays, and then they had the big giant resin ones that were from Forge World. They were huge. It's like when I shared that video with you guys, and they're like, "This is the most unusable model in the game." It's like because it
They're
has
nice and epic. They're good.
Yeah, they're very good in that epic. But.
Yeah.
Second was a Mars pattern Warhound.
Yeah, that's nice.
I always want one. I want a Warhound. And if I have to get a Mars one, I'll get a Mars one. But I'd love to have a Warhound on the tabletop for just as a centerpiece to scare somebody. They see that and you're like, "Oh, you're bringing one of those? Oh, we're some serious shit now, man. Who put them in charge?" Nice. It was the Eldar Knight. Yeah, it's the Reverend Titan.
Yeah.
From Forge World. I got that thing, gosh, back in about 2015, 2014, somewhere in there. Back when I was at Gen Con, and it was, you could buy them, they had Forge World there, and I was like, I'm just going to buy it. I can ask forgiveness later for spending that kind of money. That's a lot of my big models I bought at Gen Con.
Mm-hmm.
That's his cool name, Angry Ron. No, it was for the store I worked in. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I think we got enough time for the second topic tonight. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we got a half an hour.
Yeah. We should do it.
Bring the topic up here. Where's it at? Here we go. How do you, at this point, calculate the necessary hobby time required into entering a new game? What's your timeline look like for individual projects, and how far out are you going to pull from playing? Are you usually? Well, the first thing you have to do is, what's that centerpiece model you're going to have to get?
Yeah, right. I know.
And then, when can you afford it? And how much?
It all depends on the centerpiece model category requirement.
Yeah. Yes. I'm a new convert now.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, it doesn't, because this is the situation where oftentimes to get into a new game, you're starting in at a smaller scale of it.
Yeah.
So, like, whether you're joining a league that's just starting at like
A slow
500, a slow grow league, 500 out of 2,000 points, whether you're playing a skirmish game and you're just starting with the lower point value, usually you can limp into a game with a certain amount.
Right.
And so for me, to get into a new game, I'm usually finishing projects, right? Like, so I'm usually got things on the go, and I'm always, part of how far out I am is based on what I'm already doing. Because it's basically, there's like production lead times based on like what you're doing. Assuming you're always getting into new stuff or always doing new stuff, you're always already working on stuff. Based on having like whether it be a few models, like for like a skirmish game, or whether it be even just like 250 to 500 points of a game, that's like 20 to 25% of what I need in the full standard version. I'm usually about minimum 2 months out from a new game, and sometimes it's closer to 3 to 4. And that's if I'm 100% motivated. Like that's if like I've got no other life distractions. I'm actually got the bitten by the bug, and I care more about that than the thing that I'm working on right now. Like I'm like really into it, because I've had games that I purchased and I don't get into it for a whole year. Like you know what I mean? Like an entire year. But usually that's because I have various delays. Like I have like other things I like to do as much or more. I've got like multiple things on the go. But if I'm really motivated, I can sometimes get to the tabletop in 2 to 3 months. And that's not like a full scale army.
Does that count getting the models and the rules, or where are you starting with that?
That's having the models and the rules and having like a minimum amount painted. And so like, I'll give you an example. Like bolt action to play the game when I first got into it, that wasn't even like a full 1,000 points to try it. It was like playing 500 points.
Okay.
At 500, that's your language.
Kind of like a starter box and going from there.
Well, yeah, and my starter box that I have for the Germans is 1,000 points, so it's not even that rusty. It's like even less. So it's like one troop of guys, not two. Like it's like maybe like a couple of teams and like a small vehicle, and I can do that in like 2 to 3 months, maybe, if I'm really motivated. And actually with the vehicle and like some of the stuff, I'm like, that would still be pushing it, I'm usually getting in a week or two that first group, because I'm slow, like I'm not really fast. So in like a week or two, I'm getting like that first group of 10 guys done, and then that's like my base. And then from there, I could do like a couple of, some teams in another week. And then I've got the vehicle, but I'm also having to finish the projects that I was on. Got to read the rules, got to schedule the game, get it in. Like, it's sort of like all of that combined. Usually takes me, I'm being conservative, 2 to 3 months, I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Rusty, you're a really fast painter.
Well, right now, I really want to get into Legion Imperialis, and I was looking at it of something that I'll probably get into next year.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at, okay, what is my timeline, what I have to finish? But I started collecting. It's like I was like perusing eBay, and someone would, every once in a while, something would pop up. Oh, this is that box that's supposed to be $70. They're selling it for $25.
Yeah,
I'll buy it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I know I'm eventually going to be assembling and then painting everything when I actually. So I was looking at a year out. And it's the same way with Horus Heresy, where it's been a slow growth for the last 4 years, I think it's been. 3-4 years now. Where
they've got another edition since you started.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's something else.
It happened to me too.
I'll buy or grab that's on sale. Okay, somebody's selling that really cheap. I'll buy it. Because right now I got a couple, probably 40 models sitting up there. That's it's like between troops and some vehicles and stuff like that. And every once in a while I'll pull something off the pile and work on it, because I know that eventually my son, he wants to play it. And it's just a matter of, hey, when do you want to get around to playing this? So I have patience for it. I know it's going to happen sometime, but
right.
So I have my other games I love playing. It's like you got Old World. You know, that's on the table right now. It's like I've been really heavy into Old World for the last 2 years, I think it is, for just painting stuff off. But it's just a matter of looking at something, how long it's going to take you to actually get it done. And I'm kind of like you, Dan, where I've kind of pulled back some about pulling the trigger on any new games, because it's going to be hard to work it into the schedule.
Yeah.
And another one that's on the works is we have our 15 mil American Civil War ACW that we want to play a game here sooner or later.
Yeah, I've got mine sitting on the cookie tray back here as far as I've gotten with them. So
yeah, and I do have to finish off my the Union troops, and then I got to start in on the Jesse wants me to start working on the Hood's Texans. So I got that unit, so that's going to be part of the Confederacy that's got to be put together.
Well, and see, that's part of the consideration too when you talk about time for a project, is also considering the scale, not only just the scale of miniatures, but the scale of game you're playing. You know, like like the American Civil War. I mean, yeah, you could paint up, depending on the rule set. Again, is it skirmish or epic, large scale battles? So like, how many regiments do you need to paint? And then you can cheat on that too. Like even with the game system we're playing, where it's so many stands, you can cheat them down to less stands and stuff. But then you also have to decide, what is your goal though? Like, is that rewarding and is that encouraging for you if you can get a few models? Like Palmer said, if you play 500 points of bolt action, is that good? Is that what you want to do and what you need to keep you motivated, or just to keep on the timeline with your buddy or whatever? Or is your goal to play, Gettysburg, or your goal is to play 1,000 points in a tournament type level, of setting? And then do you need to put together some terrain and things like that? So that's all part of the project timeline when I look at it too.
Yeah, it's like talking with your friends who are going to be playing the game. It's like in our case, the two of us. Eventually, hopefully, by next summer, we'll be able to get a game or two in.
Oh, I think definitely, yeah.
And so that's part of my year goal, is to start working on. It's like I have goals I want to work on.
Yep.
My big goal is I want to finish off the dwarf army I have. It's like I have all those models. I want to get them done, because that's my goal. It's like when I'm working on an army, I want to finish it before I really move on to the next one,
or at least get it to a playable level, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, you're midstream on it. Yeah.
I'd like to have at least 2,500 to 3,000 points to be, and I like the idea of having 5,000 points. So, like, let's say a dwarf army, 5,000 points, because that gives me options of different directions I want to go with it.
That's what I did when I built my bolt action armies. I got my 1,000 points, and then I kept, before I moved on to something else, I added a couple more tank choices, truck, half-track Jeep choices. Not everything. I mean, I don't have bazillions of models, but, you could have 2 bazookas, just some of the different, so that you could field almost all the units that they, infantry type units that there were, and then a nice smattering of tanks and vehicles before like you say, then you got some options. And before I move on, you kind of on your smooth on the paint scheme, the colors you're using, so it all kind of is uniform. But that doesn't mean that's you need to paint it to that extent to call it finished, you know.
Like using Warhammer Fantasy just as a or Old World as an example. If you have a 2,000 point army, it usually doesn't mean you have like the collection of your army. It usually means that you have like a smattering of areas across all the different types of unit types. You know, but like if you really love that army, chances are you'll
keep adding to it
4,000, 5,000 eventually, just because you really
you'll keep
like
coming back to it.
And you want to have all the options. Like you want to, when you face certain opponents, you want to have like certain kind of tools that you can pull out.
Yeah, and just fun to try the different units, and some of them are just the rule of cool, like you said. You know, it's not going to be super competitive, but with the certain opponents you're playing, it can be super fun.
Yeah, it's like when I was building my Chaos Dwarf army, I was looking out going wide and deep, because if I'm facing off against Bretonia, it's like I wanted something to slow them down. If I'm facing off against, let's say, Empire or something, I have to have something that will face off against a lot of firepower. You know, you're looking at many ways of fighting different types of armies. Mm-hmm. So you got to have lots of different types of units and going deep into those units, so you have enough to have a force structure that actually can do something. Because I got that unit, but there's only 10 models, and that's really not going to affect stuff.
Well, see, you're not using the Stillmania theory of army building then. Remember that?
What theory?
Yeah. I don't think that's Rusty's style.
No, I don't think so.
but at the same time, Rusty needs to collect all of the different legions of hell for his Chaos Dwarf army.
It helps because Rusty's very productive on his painting.
True.
Yeah.
So
that helps a lot.
It's within the realm of realistic. You know, that's why I have to make sure I keep my goals attainable.
Yeah. And that's another thing, is that what do you know, you can obtain the size of the army, but to actually have it productively looking is a different story.
Yeah.
Right.
Anybody could pull out the credit card and build an army. Yeah. It's to actually put paint on it.
Paint on them. Yeah.
One of my so when I thought of this topic, a lot of times we have like a real life situation that's happened that causes us to think of a topic, you know. Like I found that with the topics that we come up with. And I have a friend that wants to do bolt action, but he also wants to do Conflict 47. That's like the main driver, and I've talked to you guys about it a little bit. And as you guys know, I have bolt action, and you know, like we're playing Pillage. He's got a lot of models to paint for Pillage, and he wants to play Silver Bayonet. And we've got like these things that we've said that we were going to do over the last year, and that we have in the queue to some degree. But he's kind of like bitten by the World War II bug and the Conflict 47 bug. And so I kind of said to him, I said, you know, because we all have our different strengths, and you know, like kicking out armies fast is not his strength, and it's not mine either. But I said to him, like, you know, like, what does the next 6 months look like for you for your painting? I was like, you know, like, just kind of let me know here. Like, what are you working on next? And he's like, well, I got like, you know, Pillage stuff to do. And he's like, I've got definitely like short practice. And like, since we play Test of Honor, he's got Test of Honor stuff, and he wants to kind of paint some of that too. And I said, well, where are you at with that then? So like, where do you think that's going to put you? You know, and he's like, we're looking at 2027 for this bolt action, whatever. Like once we looked at it, and I'm like, so now we're talking about it. And once in a while, like when we're talking about it, I'm like, well, I'll look at getting it when it's like 2027. Like I said, I'm not going to do it now, like, you know, or whatever it is. It's
exactly.
Like, I said, like, we'll see like where we're at, like, you know, because I know what it's like to be bit by the bug too. Like I get bitten.
Yeah, me too.
Well. Yeah, sure. And so like I'm not like trying to make fun of him or anything.
No,
like, I actually go through the same stuff. Like the reason I ask them those questions because that's what I ask myself now. Like I say to myself, like, well, what do I want to do? Like, what do I really want to do? And like, what am I doing? Like, and like, what does the next 6 months look like? Because if the next 6 months looks like this, then I don't really have to get this now. You know what I mean? Like,
right. It's not a prayer. It doesn't have to be on your front of your docket here. Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I know eventually I'm going to be getting these things. Then I'll kind of put an eye off to the side and like looking at eBay. If something pops up that's really cheap, if something unloading an army, like ungodly cheap,
right?
I might consider it's like, actually, I'm going to eventually spend the money. I might do it now, but I'm not going to touch the stuff until later on.
And right. I'm guilty of that too. Like I have, you guys probably know, like I have a starter force probably for both Saga and Barons War when they come out with the release for Conquest, but even for Pillage, I have more than enough for Pillage, but I have like a whole Footsore Vikings force in a box right over here. That is for when I'm finished doing civilians or Dark Ages and I'm more fleshed out with some of my Test of Honor stuff, then I'm going back to Dark Ages and working on that. And it was for the future. Another one of those things that I always wanted when they actually were current, because they've actually released another Viking force after this one. They sell both, but like this is an older one that I bought and I wanted it when it was new. And I never got it. And I finally said, you know what, I'm just going to get it. And like Rusty said, just put it aside for the future.
Yep. Well, I've done that before too. I've stocked up on miniatures, and it's funny because some of them, it's been long enough now that like either they're unavailable or the prices on them have almost doubled, since when I bought them like in the early 2000s. So, and it's still on my docket of, I'm still very interested in doing it if I find the time. And I'm guilty of buying stuff thinking, well, not so much now, but in the last 5 years where I'm like, all of a sudden, the kids are gone, and when I start to slow down with the farm a little bit or retire, like I'll have that stuff like in my stash. And that's when you won't feel like you don't have the cash maybe to be buying stuff. I've got my stuff, but
I'm guilty of that.
Probably bought more stuff than I'm going to live to be 90 and have perfect eyesight and a steady hand, because otherwise I'll never, I got more than I can do. I think I don't really look at new systems so much, maybe things I can use my existing miniatures for. But I don't think I'm going to branch too far out of what I pretty much have.
And that's pretty much what I like about historicals, is that I can repurpose a lot of stuff to, for a different game system.
Well, yeah, and my Bretonians, that covers all my bases. I got fantasy done. I've got medievals done. I could play Barons War. I could.
Yeah, you got a nice looking French army right there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all.
Did you ever buy miniatures for Burrows and Badgers?
No.
Okay, so you have the rule book, but not the miniatures yet.
I have the first edition rule book. I got it super cheap, and I'd love that. Okay, that's the one thing I would say. There's a couple of skirmish games I'm not going to say I wouldn't do, because I could paint 10 or 12 miniatures easy enough. Like a Wild West game, skirmish game, I could see myself potentially doing, in like a Burrows and Badgers or Burrows and Badgers itself. And that's not a big project. I'd have that done in a handful of months, and I could even start on it like tomorrow in the middle of my Bretonian thing or whatever.
Yeah. And I think what you were saying earlier about the scale of the game is important. I mean, when I watched the Napoleonic guys that were like painting up 28 millimeter regiments for like black powder and stuff, that's kind of like, the game is almost secondary to the collecting and the painting and the amassing of an army. Like, to say to them, like, are you going to be ready in 2 to 3 months for the game? Like, that just is, for most normal people, that's not going to happen. Like, they're painting it for like a year or two to even just get started. Like, not to be complete, like to just like get something on the table.
Get something on the table. Yes.
Yeah. But for them, that's okay, because like for them, it's just like hobby time and painting what they like and just like.
Well, that's like, kind of how I look at it. I get it. You like to build towards a goal of 1,000 points, 1,500, or whatever game system you're playing. But then if it's something I'm interested in, I enjoy painting the miniatures, so I'll just keep adding units. I mean, I've done that with all of my different armies. They come up back around. Yeah.
No, exactly.
It's like, how many years did we spend working on American War of Independence?
Yeah. And I painted more that you have not seen. I mean, I have started the British. I think I have like 3. I think I'm started on my 4th regiment of British. But again, like, you could use that for muskets and tomahawks. You could use that for
Yeah.
Some of those skirmish. I don't sharp practice. I mean, we've got playable armies for lots of things like that,
Yeah.
from skirmish on up to large battle.
Right.
And I enjoy that. And I like the collecting and the building of the army and looking at the history and learning about the regiments. And
Yes.
whether I got it on the table ever isn't even, which I've said before, isn't my number one goal. It gives me direction mostly.
Yeah, I just think about 3 years ago, I bought those Queen's Rangers, and all I did was assemble them and prime them, and I still have yet to paint them.
Yeah.
Because I got a fairly large British force that I still got to go around and start even thinking about my colonials.
Yeah. Well, I know you're British. You no more than gotten your cavalry painted on that last game that we played. And I just remember coming across the table and swamping my cannon.
Yeah, that was. If we'd known about canister or.
Yeah, I didn't know you had to announce it. I was like, oh, I'm just waiting till he gets closer and I'll shoot him. But you can infinitely add units to those kinds of armies, or Napoleonics, or frankly, almost World War II. You can keep adding vehicles, or then add some airborne and add some. I mean, it's just fun. I don't know. It's fun to do. I enjoy the whole the entire part of the hobby is fun for me.
You can just grow it as fast as you want. It's like if you got a game system and you already have an existing army, you can add to that as you want, or start building another army for it. That type of thing. Yeah. But planning out, I think it's like as we get older, it's planning becomes more and more important.
Yeah, I agree. You become more realistic too, I think. Yeah. I mean, maybe not completely, but
I look at all the
rugs.
Yeah.
It's like today, I'm still pulling out miniatures that I'm painting now that I bought in the 90s.
Wow.
Oh,
same. Fantasy.
Same here. Literally.
And
literally.
It's like you see the massive fantasy armies that I have. I haven't bought anything new in over a decade. That's the interesting thing about it.
I think actually in the last 6 months, I've bought like 10 miniatures.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's impressive.
When was Age of Sigmar started? Was it 2014 or something like that?
Because 2015, maybe. Yeah, somewhere.
Like that.
Right in
you
there.
have to go back before that. Is I think the last time I bought any fantasy models.
Except for your Tomb Kings.
Didn't
you get the Old World Tomb Kings?
Oh yeah. No.
Didn't you get? Aren't your Tomb Kings from the new Old World? Did you get the rules with them?
No, I didn't buy the box set.
Oh, okay. You got the Bretonnians.
Bretonnians for his buddy.
Jesse bought the Bretonnian box.
Okay. Whose is that now?
All I did was I just bought the rule book.
Whose is that now? Is it Jesse's or yours?
It's kind of like
debatable.
But
okay, so you didn't buy them, but you did acquire them.
Well, possession is 90% of ownership, right?
Yeah.
You have actually had a large box of where Old World stuff come into your possession.
But I didn't buy it.
Right, true.
So that's fair.
It's just there.
And my son, he bought the box set for the Orcs and Goblins.
Right.
That's
Jesse
right.
bought the Bretonnian box set.
Yep.
And so you have both of those there now.
Yeah.
Yep. I saw him when I was there, but he didn't buy either one. Go figure. Yeah. I'm gonna move in with Rusty. Like stuff just shows up.
It just starts multiplying.
Yeah.
I'm just a miniature magnet. I don't understand it. Stuff just shows up in my house. I don't understand.
Reproduces. I'm gonna start fertilizing my basement. Maybe I'll get.
I don't buy anything. I don't have any more miniatures except for all the ones that get given to me. No.
Oh, that was fun. The last time I was over at Rusty's house, we were going through some of his old fantasy armies, and he's got some old models. And
it's like got stuff from the
dwarves and Empire, and
it's very cool.
Quite a collection. Yep.
Yeah. That's the important thing. Never give it away. Never sell.
Oh, That's my mantra. I haven't ever sold a single miniature that I've ever bought.
I have sold off 40K armies.
Hmm.
And I did sell off all my Napoleonics and my American Civil War 15 stuff.
That was a bad idea right there.
Yeah, that's like I greatly regretted all that. It's like I could have filled up that whole table with American Civil War.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm a little mixed on that opinion of never selling. I think it worked very much against you, but it also the time as time crawls on and you depending on how you collect, because like depending on how responsibly you collect, and I would consider myself as having been irresponsible at times. I think that you can, if you're thinking of like what's going to happen to the stuff if you just die and like your kids have to do a lot with it, like you can just kind of almost put a burden, and it's almost becomes like too much. And I do feel the urge to sell some things where there's other things I definitely don't want to. I have examples of things that I won't even play the games for, but I would like to paint, and I don't want to sell it just because I feel as if it would be, I liked it then and I will still want to paint it now. But then I have some stuff that it's like, I really like this, but I don't think I'm ever really going to use it. And I think I might just, instead of getting that next thing again that I want right now, I might just sell that and create and like open up some space in my room and just fill it with this next thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just so I don't have like too much accumulated.
Well, I'm just afraid that, like, as slow as I am painting and collecting and stuff, that if I sold it, because like I literally was gonna sell my Bretonian stuff before I started painting my army finally here a couple, 3 or 4 years ago or whatever it was, because I was into bolt action. I'm like, I was just loving it, and I'm like, I'm never gonna play that, and I don't know anybody that plays, and I came really close to just getting rid of it, and then literally it was like 2 years after when I thought I was gonna get rid of it, that I'm like, gosh dang it, I'm so into this now. So
it's all situational.
Yeah, I guess I tend to, if I like something, I tend to always like it. I don't come and go much.
And playing the game isn't the requirement for keeping it. Like
right.
On your World of Twilight, like the other day I was thinking like I want to just carve out some time in the future just to paint that stuff up, just to have in my display cabinet and just put it on the YouTube channel, because I really like the models, like, and I really want to be able to paint them. Yeah. And so like I don't think that, like, everybody's reasons are different for doing what they decide to do. Right. But I don't think that there's any like one reason why people have to do things that they do. Like,
no.
Like there are things that I don't want to get rid of that I just want to paint and put on my display shelf. And then there are things that I could play alongside the stuff I already have for it. I just don't think I'm going to. And I'm just looking at the amount of it. And I'm just like, I might just like take a couple $100 for this, and just have it for other hobby stuff in the future. It just creates some room.
That's something I totally understand, is that I have gone through that process where it's like I have some, like, my Star Wars Legion game, at one time, 5-6 years ago, when that was pretty hot and heavy, got a bunch of it, and we just moved on from it, and no one really seemed to be interested anymore. And I know that Jesse's sold his stuff off, so it's like, probably I'll just collect it all up and throw it up as a big lot and just get rid of it. I have my Star Wars X-Wing game. I don't think I'll probably ever play that again.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of just putting it up as a big lot and just unload it, and you can take the money and just throw it into a different system.
Yeah.
Or, whatever. I got other hobbies too.
Yeah, that's a fact. Hey, we should probably catch up on the comments since it's getting close.
Yeah, it's about 10 now, so
this won't take very long. I'm trying to finish my day 1 Gettysburg units done this year. Yeah, that's something I want to do. It's like I would love to be able to have enough units to do the Union side of Gettysburg.
Yeah, wow, that would be crazy.
But we're talking about 300 for Fire and Fury. We're looking at 300 plus units stands. We have to finish
300 stands.
Yeah,
that's realistic though.
I think I probably
Doable.
have about 2/3 of that already.
I must have 8. Yeah, because I probably have like just of infantry. I have 70 some stands, and I'm like beyond slow, and I haven't painted them.
And that wasn't very much money involved there. But
no, 15 mil with Old Glory sales. You don't have that much money wrapped up.
I think I got maybe 200, 250 somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's one centerpiece
that's
model.
Both armies.
Yeah, I know. They're uber cheap.
You spend, it's like, you spend $100. Oh, I spent 120 on sale, and I got a bunch of miniatures, for one army. And then next time they did the other side. But
yeah.
That's what I love about grand scale games like that in 15 mil. You can buy a lot of stuff. But
yeah, you can. I just need to learn to not try to paint them that detailed. I like to do it, but it's slow.
It's like, you don't have to paint the eyes, Dan.
Yeah, well, not the pupils.
Yeah. I've given stuff away, but never sold stuff. I have sold so much stuff over the years. It's ridiculous.
I figure I buy stuff from people. I might as well sell to them too.
Yeah. Fair play.
Old Glory is the best. And they have, I think right now they have up until next week, they got a sale going on in all of the
American Wars, right?
Yes. So if you want more Civil War stuff, this is the time to get it.
Yep. I got my boxes sitting right here by my feet of stuff. So, yeah.
I need to sit down and start basing everything, get it primed while the weather's nice. It's getting nice again, so I can spend the summer painting.
I just got to get flags. I've only got one regiment with the flag on it, and it was my test one, and I need to put them on the rest. And then what I have done is done.
Yeah, this week when I was moving stuff around here with my ham radio stations right here, I kept all the stuff right here. I moved it, and I was like, "Oh, here's all my flags."
Yeah.
So now I know where my flags are again. So I had buried them amongst all my stack of stuff right here. But
all right.
That is all the comments.
Well, it was a good night. Good show.
It was good.
I didn't get everything painted with both. I didn't do all the weapons and everything, but like this guy was only primer when I started the show. And he's mostly I have a couple spots I didn't need to remove the primer, but he's mostly all around base coated, which
you should have him painted by tomorrow, right?
Yeah, exactly. If I'm at your production rate.
Game on Saturday, get him on the table.
Yeah, I don't have a game for this one for another couple of weeks, and I'm hoping definitely to have this at the next game. So I gotta get those armor plates done and all the details and stuff. And
cool.
Yeah, so it'll be good.
Good.
Well, guys.
I guess it'll be a couple of weeks from now.
Yep.
Today's the 5th, so I guess the 19th.
The next 2 weeks. Yeah,
19th. Perfect.
2 weeks over at my channel. 2 weeks.
Awesome. Right. Thinking of topics, and if anybody wants to put some possible topics up on the Musty Wargamers Facebook group.
Yep, can always do that.
We need to post that out more often and say, hey, you got some topics you want us to talk about?
Yeah, even just ahead of time.
Please just look through the last 10 years of topics, though, and make sure that it's not one that's already been done. Just kidding.
I know.
just kidding. No, it's hard at this point because we really do it. It's like
some of them you can revisit.
How about scale? How about the different scales in Wargaming?
Yeah.
How about?
Well, and a lot of them kind of branch. Even tonight, most of our discussions, you end up branching slightly.
How about Wargaming terrain? How about something on Wargaming terrain?
Yeah, let's just do terrain. I mean, that's the one I bring up every so often, just to keep it fresh. Oh my!
Anyway, man,
awesome.
There we go. Terrain. Why does it always has to be terrain?
Exactly.
I mean, that's what makes the game. See, that's the other problem with the hobby project time. If you got to if I was doing a Western one, then I don't have any Western terrain. So
that's mostly unless you're doing the gunfight out in the hills and the rocks and stuff like that.
It's always the town, though. It's always in town.
You got to have a saloon with all the bank.
Yes, and all the boardwalks. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, we'll just go to Sarissa Precision, but you still got to slap the stuff together.
Yeah, you got to paint it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's fun stuff.
Maybe that's a topic for some other time.
Mm-hmm.
The wild, wild west.
Just terrain in general.
Yes.
Come on, guys.
How do you use terrain most
It's been
strategically
a couple weeks since we've talked about terrain. Yeah.
We want to cross that terrain to get to that topic.
There you go.
It feels like we're in the same terrain again.
I'm going to ride this train till it gets to the end of the track.
We're going to ride the train to Train Town.
All right. We better shut her down.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see everybody in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Enjoyed
good night.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Take care.